So at the risk of sounding like a little fanboy or sounding like I'm trying to sell you something, I want to introduce you to a incredible tool that is one of many that has helped me in my journey of coming to know myself better. So this is a book, there's a little book called I Said This, You Heard That, How Your Wiring Colors Your Communication. It's by Kathleen, Edelman. And essentially the premise of the book, this is a book about communication first and foremost, but it's a book that talks about communication through the lens of temperament. And so if you're not familiar with the word temperament, temperament is different than personality, as I've come to understand. Temperament is more innate, something you're born with, something that is more nature, whereas personality is something that can be more nurture. It can be a mix of both nature and nurture, maybe coming into full force around the ages of 10 to 12. Temperament is cool because you might be able to notice it in your baby or your young child. So for all you parents out there, it's something interesting to think about there. But essentially this book goes through 4 temperaments, each signified by a color. You've got your reds, your yellows, your greens, and your blues. And I might be able to go into more detail on those in a future video. But essentially it's so helpful because it talks about the ways that each of the colors communicate differently, their individual strengths, weaknesses, wants, and needs, their signals, and how you can kind of read them if you're talking to a blue, if you're talking to a green, and how you interact with them. And then they've got helpful information on just putting all of that together and knowing how to interact with someone who's not of the same color as you. So it helps you know yourself and how you show up to conflict and conversations and just strengths and weaknesses in general. And it really helps. I found it so helpful to think about what colors or combos of colors other people might be, and therefore how to show up in conversation and show up in everyday dialogue with them. So as a clarifier, you can actually be some of both and some of 2 different colors, so a primary and a secondary, and we'll talk more about what that looks like. But there's a little teaser. You might pick up this book. I don't get any credit for it right now, but someday maybe they'll sponsor me.